vibe and live loud. This is what we are.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? There's an O'Reilly Auto Parts. Turn left, Tyler.
Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you don't want to do the repair yourself, we can recommend a shop for you.
Okay, Tyler, let's go fix your car.
Auto Parts.
At the limit, performance tells the truth. From the drift track to off-road to the open road, Kenda engineers its tires where failure is not an option. Vesda Performance, Cleaver all-terrain. One engineering standard, professional grade. From the podium to the pavement. Kenda, find your retailer at kendatire.com.
Another veteran versus a rising young talent. Well done, gets into the pocket. Flames are shooting at the back. Big angle, he turns it up, man. These guys are going for it. That final inside clip. Lurking in the smoke, well done. Round of applause.
What a beautiful day. This is a New England area and a new track for Formula Drift. And I gotta tell you, the New England vibes are high. The line making their way in, and it is just so refreshing. It's just this part of the country is absolutely beautiful. It's so easy on the eyes, it's easy on your soul, but guess what? We're gonna burn it down because we're gonna light some tires, clutch kick, and take some names at a new track. Round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship kicks off now here at Stafford Speedway in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Thank you so much for joining us here. We're gonna be your tour guide throughout today. We have 32 or a little shy of 32, and then we go have a halftime break and then go into 16. I'm Jared Deanda, been announcing this for 23 years and couldn't be more proud of where the drifting and the scene has progressed. Next to me and my co-host is Jacob Gettens, host of the Formula Drift podcast, Outer Zone. So anything informative and insight, the dirty stuff, the good stuff, the new stuff, the old stuff, find it on the Outer Zone podcast. Jacob, I know you got to chill and watch and spectate Prospect yesterday. What are your thoughts about this track and everything, the whole venue?
I mean, the venue's gorgeous. The backdrop is amazing. The community, everything has been phenomenal. And I mean, we've seen this track in many forms now. We got to see it in full rain. We got to see it in crazy patchy. It was absolutely wild. And taking a look right now at pro qualifying, it was a fun time. It was strange, just with the patchiness, but the drivers got through it, put down some really epic performances.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see that rain. Again, it showed up and it never dissipated. Like it just sat like it was like a pond, then it became a puddle. Saw a little more rain, but overall the drivers really progressed. And of course the Irish drivers, the Norwegian drivers, those that are familiar with more rain and snow, they definitely rose to the occasion. But there's some drivers and some surprises as far as things went through. Chris Forsberg qualified 5th. Ryan Tuerck qualified 4th, and keep in mind the top 4 are very important roles and they play a role. So Conor Shanahan qualified 3rd. Brandon Sorensen, what a weapon, man. This guy is just really rising to the occasion. Wet, dry, he could do it all. And our number 1 qualifier in that Permatex GT Radial BMW, Dylan the Dozer Hughes. I mean, he just absolutely had his way with this track. You can see he had a little more smokier session than some of the other drivers, but he's from the Pacific Northwest. He's now moving to Nevada, Reno area, but this he needs this. He needs this event really to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, and remember, he's done well in the rain in the past. I mean, Orlando a couple years ago, probably the rainiest event we've had in a decade, and he just continues to do well there. Knock on wood, we're not expecting any more of the wet stuff today, so we'll have to kind of get back to it. But look at the fans and look at this bracket. This is a fun one.
It is. So I talked about the top 4 being important roles because we came into this event with only 30 drivers. Jeff Jones, hope you heal up. He broke his pinky in Orlando. Diego Higa, unfortunately, couldn't make it to this event. And of course, we do know about Hiroya Manoa and Von Gittin Jr. doing partial seasons, right? Hiroya is doing a Rally 4, a feeder series 2 WRC rally. Super excited for him. Von Gittin Jr. I don't know if he's at Pikes Peak supporting Lauren Healy. I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's watching, but regardless, top 4 get by runs, man. So that is. That's a big exhale for those top 4 drivers. I talked to Forsberg last night. He's like, of course I got fit. Best outside. It happens, of course. And he's got to do battle. But regardless, top 4 get by runs. Some great battles here. The championship hunt is on. Notably talking about, and again, 2 guys, unfortunately, we're not going to see, Trenton Beecham and Cole Richards, who had just a breakout first ever round being a Formula Drift Pro round. And unfortunately, Trenton Beecham got into the wall, couldn't fix it. Oh man, that Fleshlight Penthouse Glonex vehicle got into the wall. So unfortunately, burning rubber there and got into the wall. It's a real bummer for him. So, and then Cole Richards, like I said, a breakout round at the first round. Yeah, he had an incredible go, and unfortunately, just ran into mechanicals. I believe on a second run ended up popping an axle, and that was it. Chatting with him and Pat Gooden, his spotter, I was like, you've experienced the entire career of a Formula Drift driver. You've had the highest of highs, you've had the lowest of lows, and you're just speed running your career right now. So hopefully, he'll be able to come back and get back into it for the next round. But for right now, he's promoted to spectator and gets to hang out and watch the action go by. But that's part of this. That's part of it. It really is. And unfortunately, his car wasn't up to snuff because in practice earlier before qualifying, he got into the wall, unable to get it back to the condition and the settings that he had previously. Here are our previous round winners. Here we are at round 4, so the previous 3 rounds. Conor Shanahan comes back. Von Gittin Jr. shows up, takes his trophy and runs. And then Odi Bakshis, who is always a bridesmaid, never a bride as far as championships go. Could this be his year? Because all signs are saying with a new car, he knows suspension setup, obviously being the owner and purveyor of Field Suspension, we know what he's capable of. And doing it in the Subaru BRZ, again, that Field Suspension, Subi Mods, BRZ, we know what he's capable of. Could it be this year? So again, let's take a look back at highlights of, again, those previous rounds. Yeah. I mean, it's been an incredible season to come back out, and there it is, Conor Shanahan with that. Just a glorious event in Long Beach. He's really adapted to it. It seems to be a lot of the European drivers are phenomenal at the tracks with a lot of transitions. Just coming from different series where that happens, then moving into Atlanta, it just honestly it felt right to have Vaughn win it. It was one of the best road Atlantas I think we've ever had. It came down to him and James Deane in the finals. James with an uncharacteristic off, plows through the grass, gets back into the battle, and then takes the door. It was amazing, and just an incredibly historic night to see Vaughn back up on top. And that puts us into the hot and wet of Orlando, where Odi Bakshis, from the moment he put that car on track until he stood on the podium, was the most confident and consistent driver that we saw. It was an early, easy pick. Him and James Deane go down to the finals. An incredible story about them meeting up in Europe and saying, hey, we're not going to talk to each other until we get to the podium. And guess what happened? They called it, and this is how the standings look. They manifested that, not boy-infested it, man. they stepped up. So Odi Bakshis comes out on top 107. James Deane, Brandon Sorensen, Conor Shanahan, and Fredric Aasbo are top 5 drivers. Again, after this round on tomorrow, when we're catching our flights or whatever, happy Father's Day, by the way. Happy Father's Day to you, Jacob. You as well, sir. Thank you, sir. Happy Father's Day to all the dads here up in the box. So there's quite a few of us. But Ryan Tuerck, Matt Field, Ken Gushi, Wataru Masuyama, and Dan Burkett rounding out the top 15. The red, white, and blue, that's a good indicator. That wind is a welcome friend. That's going to clear out some of the smoke and not let it just hover like it does the smoke bowl in Orlando. If you're a bet man or gal, go ahead, go to Next Bets. Chance to win real money on FD. Odi Bakshis, you can see that percentage of victory right there. The Shanahan bros rounding out. James Deane, of course, it's a pretty good bet there, being not only the first ever 4-time champion, but best that in 2025 by being the first ever 5-time two-time champion. So James the Machine Deane, a dangerous man right now, because after Orlando, he's like, I'm having the most fun. And I got to tell you, when you're just chilling, you're hanging out, you're smiling, getting second place, that's dangerous, because they're just on cruise control.
Yeah, it's when you get into that space where you're just back having fun, and I chatted with a couple of drivers about the same thing, Ben Hobson being one of them, where I just said, hey man, let's go back and have fun. He goes, that's my plan. He goes, that's it. I just want to go out and bang doors with my friends. Those are the drivers that are the most dangerous when that pressure's kind of off. I think there is a lot of pressure right now for Conor Shanahan, though. He's had a couple of events, started off the season, best in the world. Yep. And then he's had a couple where he's had to fight back. So we'll see how that shakes out right now. But everyone's chasing down Odi Bakshi's. It's I don't know what year it is, because it feels like that start to a season I think he had in 22, where it went really, really well. And we'll see how he holds on to it for the rest of this run. Yep.
All right. Well, we're up here in the booth, and down there on the ground, she calls herself the human highlighter, and I'm just going to lean into that more, because she is definitely a beacon of light. When she shows up, it's usually good news. So down to Lorette. Look at these two New Englanders here. Down to you, Lorette.
Jared, thank you so much. So excited to be here. Oh my gosh, two New Hampshire kids back in New England. Ryan Tuerck, this is, let's call it your home race, right? And so you get to see all of your fans, your family is here. It must mean so much to you.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to finally get a round of Formula Drift in New England. I was hoping this would happen at some point in my career, and it finally has, albeit my last year in Formula Drift. But I want to say a big shout out to all my friends and family that came down from Derry, New Hampshire, and came down to support my wife, my son Roman, and everybody that's here to help out. So it's definitely a special event for me to be here in New England, only driving 2 hours from my house to get to Stafford Speedway. And I also want to just thank all the fans that came out to make this a success. And I know ticket sales have been great, and that means great things for keeping Formula Drift in New England. So thank you all for showing up and making this successful, everybody, and hopefully go out there and put on a great show for y'all.
Of course you will, because that's what you do, Ryan Tuerck. And I just want to get your comfort level on this track and how you feel like you're coming up to speed here.
Yeah, we had a tough practice qualifying day on Thursday with the rain coming in, so we never really got a really solid practice session. And morning warm-ups this morning were great. I'm still on the progression of getting more comfortable with the track. We're not exactly where we want to be leaving practice, but we should be able to just watch some tape, go over some details with the team, and try to iron those little things out for tandem practice or tandem battles.
Yeah, for sure. And when, I don't know, is it an energy thing for you? Is it when the car's performing? When do you know that you've come up to speed and where you want to be?
Usually you have like a lap in practice, or for me, speaking for myself, I usually have a lap in practice where I'm like, boom, everything clicked. All those little things that I was working on came together, and I had one really solid lap, and then everything's pretty much bang on from there.
Yeah. I saw you in practice. You look great, though. Is there any adjustments that you want to be making moving forward?
Yeah, nothing with the car, just with my driving, and just fixing a couple little areas of the track, which are key details to flowing through the rest of the track. So there's a couple areas that really start or end your lap in a good or bad way, and those areas need to be cleaned up just slightly.
Okay. How are you feeling like linking the course together? Are you getting more confident in there?
Yep. The timing's starting to come around and really starting to get these zones, more of like a muscle memory aspect of it. So the track, like I'm saying, everybody's coming up to speed here and starting to get some of that muscle memory from the track in this last practice.
Well, two New England kids here. Big things from Ryan Tuerck. We're, of course, crossing our fingers for you. Ryan, we'll see you out on the track. He has a bye run in top 32, so we'll see him in top 16. But the energy is high down here, Jared. We're having a great time.
Awesome. I could absolutely feel it. Hey, any Tuerck fans out there, would you please make some noise for an absolute legend, Ryan Tuerck, bidding us adieu after this season. What an absolute legend. Would love to see him, it's not goodbye, it's see you later. Just not competing in Formula Drift. It's obviously, it's going to be a bummer, but shoot, I'm going to see him at Goodwood. He's going to be driving Formula Supra. He's doing that. He's still a busy guy. 411 works. Also, I got to let it be noted, if you think you see Ryan Tuerck with neck tattoos in the stands, that is his twin brother. Justin Tuerck is here. That is not him. His brother is the more embellished one. He has again, there's his lovely wife, Shannon. We call her Shanny Pants lovingly. But again, he's got neck tattoos, head tattoos. Love Justin. But again, if you think you see Ryan Tuerck with a bunch of tattoos, that's not him.
Almost fell victim to that today.
Did you?
I waved, and as I'm waving, I'm like, oh, that's so close, but Yeah, not quite
I
there.
love Justin. I don't know if Evan's here in the building, their younger brother, but love the Turks. They are some troublemakers.
Yeah.
Now, there's 2 more, Roman and Sonny in the world. Whew, the world's not ready. Taking a look at our track, Zone 7. Walk us through it.
Yeah.
And also, Prospect, what were some issues that you saw yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, the track itself, 7 zones, couple of D-cells in it, good transition out. The big thing everyone's talking about is coming off of Zone 1, off of that bank. How you set yourself up there is kind of definitive for everything else going on. It will set the tone. But yeah, you got a bit of a D-cell coming off the bank. And here we go. You can check out this True Drift course preview.
Yeah, let's walk us through here. Here's our True Drift course preview. Now, what you're seeing is an actual person driving the exact course that has been scanned by Race Data Labs to actually represent it, accurately represent it. Every turn, bank, painted line, and even track imperfection, resulting in the only perfect copy of every track FD goes to. Thanks to True Drift and Race Data Labs for the Stafford Speedway course preview. So you look at the different zones, outside zones, and all that. It's pretty interesting. So really excited. True Drift, saw that video yesterday Zach O'Sullivan used.
Yeah.
That was really cool. He's like, all right, I'm going to compete against Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s qualifying run in the sim. So sick.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Super cool. And you can sign up to be notified. You can get access to that. And you can see here Ryan Tuerck engaging with some fans, getting those signatures out. He's got a bit of a wait, not much. As now we take a look at Dylan Hughes on his Byron.
Oh, man, Byron's a busy guy. He's definitely a busy guy. He's got 4 battles today. We say that jokingly as Byron. Get it? Byron.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool. Dylan the Dozer Hughes absolutely representing the Permatex GT Radial BMW. Sounds great, looks good, ideal conditions. Loving this track. This is really quickly growing to be one of my top 3 favorite tracks. I always love Atlanta. I don't know if that'll ever get, replaced. But take a look at the Flip Fantasy. Ben Hobson, brother. Look at that. You got some fans in your corner, and that's what I love about it. You win before you show up. All right, because Ben is a loving guy. He's had a little bit of bad luck here and there, but like I said, have fun, chill out, relax. Adam LZ, of course, creating content, making some YouTubes, doing some different things. James Deane, Odie Bakshis, and Cole Richards. Unfortunately, he's not running, but still got love for you, homeboy.
Yeah, very quickly becoming a fan favorite as an amazing story of somebody coming up through the ranks. I mean, he's, 5 or 6 years of drifting total to get to this point, but just shows you what you can do when you put your mind to something, and we get to our first head-to-head action. Excited.
Cody Buchanan from Minnesota, had a great time with him at Octane Auto Fest at Brainerd International Raceway with the Seaboys a couple weeks ago. He's going against the OG, one of the OGs since 2004. Michael from Race Data Labs, 23 years. I'm like, yeah, you were in diapers. All right, so here we go. We're Ken Gushi initiating there in that Gretty Toyota GR86, and Cody Buchanan in that 350Z, chasing him down, and look at that, out the gate, putting the nose of that Nissan to the door of Ken Gushi, the OG, coming down into the flat alley here, into the power alley, into the outside zone. Watch his transition. Good job by Ken Gushi. Little calculated there, wasn't super aggressive on that rate to angle. Now coming into those last outside zones and that treacherous wall, which you can definitely get involved with, and the wall always wins.
Yeah, this wall is not moving, that's for sure. Many have tried, all have failed. Solid run, getting things kicked off here for both drivers. Ken Gushi, car setup looks really, really good. He's got a bit more speed, it looks like, packed into this thing. Probably more than normal. I mean, Ken, a very stylish driver, but when we get to the replay, you can see, that wheel speed is set quite well to get a lot of grip out of that car. So on the initiation, gets out to just that wall, and he's not quite all the way up to. He's very, very close. That angle gives you a great idea of what it's like, but everything else about the car is looking quite nice. Cody Buchanan struggling just a little bit to find the pace. I think he really, really wants to get into the side of Ken Gushi. Unfortunately, some of the timing on his transitions are just not where he wants to be, but Ken doing a phenomenal job of getting around this couple of zones where he can pick up a few more points. But for our first one out the gate here in top 32, I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, and both these drivers should as well. Pretty clinical, nothing overzealous, nothing too dangerous, just good clinical way to start it. Again, right before we hit play on the production, we saw some great practice runs.
Yeah, really, really good practice runs, and it's just the top 32 jitters. No one wants to go to the top 32.
Right.
It's the toughest. It's sometimes the toughest battle of your entire weekend.
All right, here we go. Cody Buchanan He will be leading that reboot Nissan 350Z. Initiates into the bank. Ken Gushi, a slower, calculated approach again as Cody Buchanan pulling away more angle, throws it out there towards outside zone 1, coming to the inside clip. That was a treacherous area yesterday for Prospect. Now coming to outside zone through that power alley into the flatlands. Now bringing around that 180-degree arc into those last outside zones. I mean, almost identical to Ken Gushi's lead run and chase.
I was just thinking that this is not an easy battle to judge on this one. Both of them have a few things to clean up, but there's nothing immediately that stands out, and I go, oh, it's going to be a winner because of this one thing. So Cody, I would say a little bit less angle coming through the bank section of it. Seems like he wants to go just a bit quicker, taking that midline approach, and maybe some of the scores we're going to see here from Wally will give a bit better of an idea of how this could all play out. But even still, the zone scores are within a handful of points of each other. Back and forth. This is pretty close. Mimic, very, very close, and that's what that's basically doing is showing how much the chase car is mirroring the angle and line and speed and everything else of the lead car. And then proximity is how close they get to get a perfect proximity. We are, I think it's 2.8 feet.
No, 3.3.
3.3. I think
meter.
I think we pulled it down.
Didn't. I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's 3.3 feet.
All right.
You can ask me. I got corrected yesterday. Ryan told me 2, and we have put it to 3.3 feet.
What's our proximity?
We changed it from yesterday.
We did. It's okay. It's okay.
You got to tell me this stuff, Michael. I was so confidently telling him 3.3 feet. You set me up for failure.
We had to make it more difficult because the drivers are doing too well in practice. They were like, we have to make this better. So,
here, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you are right.
Wow. Where's my calendar?
Taking a look at race data labs, I apologize
That's
again.
good. You're
I
good.
was literally told yesterday 3.3 because Ryan thought it was this. Okay, thank you.
There's a lot going on up here, dude.
There is. There's a lot of emotions. We're on the glass box of emotion. The judges are waiting for it, but again, I really want to walk through those percentages and also how they're utilizing Wally, because it's not a judge, it's an aid, it's a tool. It's giving you, again, all this telemetry. One more time, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one you want to push to one more time because it was you're splitting hairs here on that battle.
It was a really, really good set of runs, but both of them have some room to clean up, which is fine because it just means that, hey, this is going to be a better battle next time they come around.
Yep. All right, so again, Rome Charpentier, Ben Hobson, next battle. The telemetry on the side, it being an aid. So again, you'll see the left and the right. So it's driver 1, driver 2. That is the percentage of each lead run on how they fill the zones.
Right.
And then the average angle of each lead is below that. And also the mimic percentage, that's the mirroring of the lead by the chase car, right? So, and then back to your proximity score, that's a percentage of time spent at 2.5, so 2.5 feet. Again, spent at 2.5 inches or 2.5 feet by the chase car.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of information,
It is.
but it's really cool because the judges can lean on that and utilize that as a tool. It is not a judge. Let that be clear.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ben Hobson, RCP, Rome Charpentier. Ben Hobson swings across the nose. A lot of pink out there on track as Ben Hobson at Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5. Look at the confidence there. Talk about having fun. He's having a blast right now. RCP, Rome Charpentier, he needs a breakout event as well. Got to start it a little bit slow, a little bit of a slow drip, but now he's going to pour it on as he does into this last outside zone. Look at RCP banging doors with Ben Hobson, putting him on that pedestal, giving him an opportunity to have a good chase run. Really, again, I'm loving the track.
I'm loving the track.
I'm absolutely loving it. It feels a lot like a European style track. The bank, it has the transitions, but I love the bank as well.
A lot of drivers saying they like it because there's some forgiveness in it. If you miss one small thing, there's some places where you can get back into the battle, and you don't have to throw away an entire run because of one small mistake. Both drivers here looking really, really good. Confidence with Ben, the way he's attacking the inner clips, he's absolutely buried in them. Rome, though, as soon as they come through that inner clip, he gets into the side of Ben, and it's kind of the nice thing with those Mustangs, they're so huge, you get a ton of real estate to aim your car for. And you can see there Rome getting caught up in the smoke a little bit, but still gets the transition done. That inner clip, it's tough. It's a lot of work behind the wheel too. If you've caught any of the in-car on the driver's social medias, you can see how much they're working to get that car to swing back around. Because these zones seem big, but at speed, at 40, 50 miles an hour, it's nothing. It's a flash in the pan.
Yeah, it truly is. Looked like Rome did a little grinding on the door there on that right side. So here we go. Let's take a look at Rome Charpentier, that garage-istic BMW. He'll be out front. Ben Hobson needs to drop into formation very quickly, and he does. Let's get that overhead shot. There it is. That looks definitely a little more truer to what we're going to see. And now coming down, there's that inside clip, zone 2 into zone 3. Ben Hobson needs to catch up. He's giving himself a little too much room here, transitioning now in that last outside zone. And now there he goes, Ben Hobson trying to close the door on Rome Charpentier. And again, both great lead runs as far as the chase. Gonna have to analyze that. Rome was really twisting the screws on him towards the end of that track.
Yeah, it was a really, really good job there for Ben to adapt. Rome had a bit of a hiccup there on initiation. Doesn't get the car all the way out. The judge was kind of wanting a bit more of a swing out, but it didn't really come together for him. And then when we start to look at this inside clip, Ben's doing a good job of adapting because Rome's a little bit further off on that inside clip. You can see only 42% on zone 2. So that's kind of a tough spot to chase, but I like that Ben was still aggressive, used a couple other spots on the track to be able to pick that up and do a bit better of a job. So we'll see how this plays out. I think in the lead, Ben probably had a bit better of a run. In the chase, I think Rome did a little bit better of a job, but as we always say, to have a good chase, you need to have a good lead. So you can kind of give some of the chasing kudos back to Ben for what he laid down.
All right, so analyzing this, taking a look at the data, you can see Ben dropping back there from zone 3 into that crossover into 4. And again, that's 6, and then just that little 7 there right before the finish line. And you'll see if they tap that wall, it straightens them out and they don't complete the drift across the finish line. And we've seen that play a role as far as you need to have control of your vehicle drifting across the finish line.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what happened to Trent Beecham. But yeah.
So again, we have the one more time of Kenshiro Gushi and Cody Buchanan as we are waiting to get the result here if we get one. But again, we've already seen the one more time. So slide him left for Ben Hobson or right for Rome Charpentier, and one more time. Ben Hobson and one more time.
Okay.
So it's proven to be, you're gonna need that X factor. You're gonna need to bang doors and not back off. So again, forcing it one more time. So yeah, the bye run, Dylan Hughes, he advances on. So after that, we got a couple one more times. So we kick things off here as it's hard to pick a winner when they're both doing great, right? So don't go anywhere. We'll come back. The red, white, and blue here at Stafford, Connecticut, Stafford Speedway.
At the limit, performance tells the truth. From the drift track to off-road to the open road, Kenda engineers its tires where failure is not an option. Vesda Performance, Cleaver all-terrain. One engineering standard, professional grade. From the podium to the pavement. Kenda, find your retailer at kendatire.com.
Through this lens, I catch details others might pass right by. Some might see a car. I see tuners taking care of what they love. The care poured into every engine. The trust in Pennzoil to keep it running strong. This moment, these drivers, the machine under this hood, that's what lasts.
Engine protection for the lifetime of your vehicle. Pennzoil, long may we drive. Available at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
With the Canon ImageProGraph Pro 1100 professional photo printer, my images come alive in print. What I see through my lens is what you see on the wall. Vivid, detailed, and accurate.
Something has awakened. The horsepower and torque you always knew was there. Just waiting to make every drive thrilling. Track tested, off-road proven. Performance for everything you drive. Drive better with K&N.
BC Forged Wheels, custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged, proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2026.
There is Rome Charpentier back in the pits, the standout livery. Definitely can't can't confuse that vehicle with any other out there on the track.
I'm a sucker for an anime livery, so I like it. I like it.
All right, yeah, we got a lot of anime fans out there. I know Jess from Fro York. She's got you got a sweet piece of jewelry, some rats on it. She gifted me.
Oh, that's cool.
Rat jewelry, dude.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, Ryan Litteral and Fredric Aasbo. Again, you can take a look at the stats here. Look at that. Ryan Litteral has had Fredric Aasbo's number. Now, keep in mind, this is from 2022 now, so it has happened. So Litteral, when he's on, he can take down a massive giant and a 3-time champion of Fredric Aasbo. Here we go, the Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra coming on in. Ryan Litteral, sans the hood, now coming down in that first outside zone 1. And again, I really want you to elaborate on this zone 1 to zone 2 because the judges really wanted to watch that one as you can see Ryan Litteral taking it out. Now coming into that flatland area, Litteral, a big correction from him. Going into again, that flatland, that power alley, and look at him bebopping around. Fredric Aasbo gets tight to the wall. Litteral in that chase position, just some shimming, wasn't exactly concising right there.
Yeah, just didn't get settled, I think is the big thing, like just trying to find that groove. And yeah, we'll talk about coming off of outside zone 1 here in a sec. Aasbo gets up to the wall and gets really, really locked in and adds just touches of angle here and there. So the thing that came up in the drivers' meeting that the drivers really wanted to push is they wanted the judges to know that when the drivers come off the bank from 1, if they're not on basically a perfect line, it's incredibly difficult to chase going into the rest of the track. If they're too tight on it, they get kind of impinged on it, they get tied up, they can't really go anywhere. If they go too wide, the chase driver has to kind of hang out and wait for the lead driver to come back into the proper line. So it was kind of known and made known that the chase driver is not forgiven, but you know, there's a bit of an asterisk if the chase isn't great in that section because the lead driver's way offline. So that wasn't the case here.
Pinching or coasting,
yeah,
right? If it's too tight, you're going to get pinched out. If you're too wide, you're going to coast. So it impedes on the flow from outside long zone 1 into zone 2. So here we go, Ryan Litteral now leading. Let's see how he navigates that critical area of the track. You can see the degree of angle, the telemetry there via Wally. So again, keeping it out, so throwing some angle at it. Look at that. So again, analyze that in your recall there. That's Ryan Litteral losing the hood, losing the bumper. Oh man, he is there goes that bumper. Explodo, and that's gonna really throw you off. You know, once it gets under that wheel, you can't transition. It's like the lunch tray drifting.
Yeah.
You know, you put that underneath your wheels and you're just gonna be sliding around.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting call here to see how this one plays out. There's a few things. It's an interesting spot where they make contact. We haven't seen a ton of contact in that area, but getting off the start of this, similar on the leads here. I think Ryan Litteral's doing a really good job proximity-wise, but he absolutely throws a ton of angle, slows the car down, he's allowed to. Coming up through this section, he's got to be back on power, and he's got a big set of angle, and then a bit later of a transition. So the question is going to be, Aasbo makes a bit of contact, I believe, through that transition section. Is that what ends up creating the issue? And tons of angle there. Look at that. Big styly boy.
Where's the contact?
I thought in transition there was contact. No, just completely by himself.
Yeah.
Right there before. Maybe it was in the previous angle, but
there is no contact, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, it was just from the live replay. It looked like maybe there was a holdup, but if not, then I mean that's just an independent rotation.
The bumper just folded under and just,
Maybe that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, no, it literally just folded under with no contact. And again, I don't know exactly, maybe in practice, again.
It was right there that I saw, but yeah, it doesn't look like it, so cool.
Yeah, and Fredric Aasbo evaded that. That could have been really worse. T-bone in Litteral in the door, as well as, again, causing damage to Fredric Aasbo. So, yeah, that's very unfortunate for Ryan Litteral. It looks like our 3-time champ is going to get the win. Let's make it for certain. And there it is. Fredric Aasbo gets the win. Unfortunately, Ryan Litteral knocked out. So the Rockstar energy drink driver advances on into the top 16. Yeah, that is a very imperative victory for Fredric Aasbo, sitting top 4 right now in the championship standings.
Every battle here in our main top 32 is worth 10 points. So
every win is that's a good stat. Go ahead, elaborate.
Yeah, no, just every time you win a battle in top 32, you're picking up 10 points. So makes the math just a little bit easier, but also makes qualifying that much more important.
I know we had to like break out the abacus, you know, in previous years. Now it's like 10, 20,
well, 12, and then it was 13 and something.
All right, so back to the one more time battle between Gushi and Cody Buchanan. Here goes Ken Gushi and Buchanan. Look at him tuck in. I'm telling you, you need to bring that X factor, the unknown, right? The unknown letter. And Cody Buchanan backs off a little bit there as he's got the bum shades on, and now transition into that flatland area and out into the final 6 and 7. Oh, buddy, Ken Gushi. Oh, that wall was saying, come be with me. It was like a mermaid, a siren trying to beckon him towards the wall, but unfortunately, he comes out unscathed. How we doing out there, Stafford?
All right, as we get back into this battle, you can see here, I mean, it looks like Ken Gushi, not a ton of angle. It's hard to pull a lot of angle through that section. Does a good job going through this section of the track to the inside clip. And then for Cody, is there anything strange? He just gets caught out just a little bit on the transition on the inside clip. And then for Gushi, it looks like he's just on a slightly off line. And I think we've got most of the marbles blown off through that section. But either way, there's not going to be a lot of rubber laid down, so it's going to get very slick.
Yeah, as the event progresses on, right, the rubber marbles accumulate. It could suck you right into that wall. Whoa.
Nothing's laid down there, so it's not a great spot to put the car.
All right, so there are the stats. Again, it's a one more time battle. You see all the gear in the background. Be sure to go to, if you're here in the building, go to one of two of the Formula Drift merchandise tents, or you go to shopfd.com.
Picked up a new sweater last night.
Yeah, it looks good. I liked it. It actually looks Cody Buchanan colors.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Speaking of Buchanan, here it comes. Comes in like a Buchanan ball into that first outside zone. And look at that, life wide open, living it right now. Yes, sir. Now coming down. Let's see what Gushi. Let's get that proximity. He's backing off a little bit here. So Cody Buchanan into that outside zone, transition past the inside clip. Let's see, gets into formation. Reeling him in, reeling him in, reeling him in. Cody Buchanan, like I said, a good, solid lead run, very clinical. Nothing too insane-o. Again, pretty straight up battle there, like the first one. Watch this repeat.
Yeah, very, very similar
Maybe
to our previous
even.
set of battles. I think Ken's wheels not straying off into the distance. I don't want to say definitively how many were off, but that might be the deciding factor here if there's nothing else that makes itself widely known or apparent. But good transition here from the Buchanan ball. I think a nickname might have been born on that one, Jared. Transitions, everything else looking good. Ken Gushi, unfortunately in the chase, missing that zone. You gotta remember, in the chase there is criteria. It's not just proximity. The judges still want you to have a similar line and similar angle, and that goes to that mimicry score. So you need to have those, and you find with drivers chasing, sometimes they will give up line and angle just to gain proximity, but it's, giving up two things to gain one. Not always the best bet. We'll find out here what the judges think and go to their decision, but a very similar run outside of that mistake. Very uncharacteristic mistake from Ken Gushi.
All right, waiting for the result here after this one more time battle. There again, just as, like I was talking about the X factor here and just bringing that extra special something, but as we look at our keys to victory, stay high on the bank. Obviously, zone 1, that's the only bank there, so cash those checks. Make sure to time the transitions correctly, and that is hypercritical in that middle portion of the track. You want to do it quick, snappy, and before the inside clip. Commitment all the way throughout the final zones, and that's that big 180-degree arc towards that wall, and that might play a role here in the outcome of this battle here in the Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. Slide him left for Gushi or right for Cody Buchanan ball. That's right, gets shot out like a cannonball. Ken Gushi unfortunately knocked out in that Gretty Motul Toyota GR86. Buchanan gets the victory. He's been driving a lot.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, I saw him in that Brainerd International Raceway a couple weeks ago. A great victory, a confidence booster for him.
Yeah, that is huge. Another driver looking for that confidence booster is going to be the young Ben Hobson. And am I seeing Ben pull off? I got eyes. I wonder, is Ben calling a 5-minute? Looks like it. Yeah. So Hobson, unfortunately, running into some sort of issue. That is not fantastic. So
that is not great at all.
Rome's going to be parking it here for a minute, and we'll be getting the next set of battles going.
Ben always has a really good attitude, but again, just the tide has not gone his way too many times. But I got to tell you that as far as you know, Hobson, he does have a great attitude, and it comes from his pops, dude. I got to tell you, his family is nothing short of amazing.
Yeah. He's the whole group is great. They're actually right up here, kind of real close to the booth. They gave him a big high five, and yeah, it was it's just cool to have him here.
Absolutely. Ryan Tuerck, there he is, the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. Essentially, his being, you know, from New Hampshire, here in the New England area, the closest round of Formula Drift. And as we enter three new venues, we bid him adieu and give him all the respect and love, like we said at the top of the show. So as Ryan Tuerck and that Toyota GR Corolla, let's lay out and listen to this hot rod of a hatchback, Toyota GR Corolla, powered by none other than drifting legend Ryan Tuerck. Let's hear it for your boy Ryan Tuerck. Again, New England's own, from Derry, New Hampshire. Father, husband, and absolute drift legend. His name will definitely be in the Formula Drift Hall of Fame amongst legends like Larry Chen, Tanner Faust, Reese Millen, Sammy Hubinette. Those are inductees of previous years. Ryan Tuerck will definitely be amongst the hallowed halls of the Formula Drift Hall of Fame, which resides in Long Beach, California. All right, Ben Hobson, what is cooking? Jacob.
Yeah, trying to see. So
Lorette knows what's going on.
Perfect.
Lorette.
Well, as you can see, the team has their hands in the car. What I'm hearing is it's a power steering pump issue. Ben, can you confirm it's a power steering pump issue you're having?
It's a power steering issue for sure. So we're thinking it's the pump. So that's what we're going to change. It's been feeling a little funky earlier, but we changed fluid and we did a couple things to it. But as I was leaving the tent for the one more time, I was heading out there and it just got super stiff. I could barely steer it. So there's no reason to go out there with no power steering. You know, if it had failed mid-run, we're gonna say send it, but we have the chance to change it, fix it. You know, it sucks. We got to use our top 32 or our 5-minute now, but you know what? It is what it is. We're going to get it fixed, and we'll be out there.
Crossing our fingers for you, Ben. Thank you so much.
All right, back to the track action. Matt Field, the beast in the bay, against Nate Chen. Matt Field quickly gets to that wall. Nate Chen slowly inching his way up there. And again, top of the show, Greg Bucell, great grid walk there. He was talking about maybe having some power issues, and unfortunately, fortunately, it seems like he's got it worked out. Nate Chen struggling a little bit to get that proximity. Has great angle, but just as I say that, bang, he's right there on the door of the beast from the bay. The Drift Cave head caveman brings it across that finish line.
Yeah, great to see the confidence to go back out there. Sometimes when the vehicle's not running the way you want it to, you have that mentality of like, you know what? Let's just see what we can get out of it. Nick Chen does a good job of getting that car back out. Unfortunately, you're going against one of the fastest drivers that we've got on track right now. And you know, Matt had a heavy hand in creating this layout. So if there's anybody that's, you know, you're given the opportunity to help build the layout, you're gonna add it to your advantage, because I mean, that's just part of it. But it looks really, really good. And I heard word that Matt's just having a lot of fun on this track too. And as we said, that's a dangerous spot to be.
Yeah.
Take a look at these stats here: 1050 or 1050 for Matt Field, and the rookie Nate Chen up in pro 900. So yeah, big jump up for him.
All right, Nate Chen, Matt Field. Now Nate will be leading as the clock winds down. 5-minute allotment, you get one and done as far as comp timeout. The car needs to be on the ground, started, rip-roaring, ready to go, all buttoned up, so hopefully you get that thing fixed. All right, Nate Chen will now lead the beast from the bay in that Borla Performance Heatwave Tire Agent Corvette. There goes Nate Chen initiating. Yeah, nice initiation there by Nate Chen. Matt Field maybe giving himself too much room. Don't count him out. Again, Nate Chen making the jump to pro. A wide swing there by Chen. So again, almost missing that second inside zone. Now transitioning through that power alley into outside zone 6, and now going into that final outside zone goes Nate Chen. So, like I said, I think Field was tempering himself on that outside zone 1, given that, spotter says, hey, Nate wasn't all the way close to you, so maybe implying that he didn't have the power, so give him the room, but definitely eventually got him.
Yeah, it could be the case. He definitely gives him just a little bit of respect there to get that car kind of sorted out. Matt starts to close in the gap. This is what we talked about. This is Nate going really wide. You can see how Matt kind of has to stall the car up and wait for Nate to get back into the groove. And Nate does a great job through the rest of this. Unfortunately, it's just that one section where things didn't go well. And you can see that with the stats and the zone fill percentage. I mean, 87, 63, 95, 93. All the rest of these are really, really solid for Nate Chen, but completely missing zone 2. And unfortunately choking up the chase driver is not going to be a fantastic result for him. But it does show, though, how much this young driver is progressing.
Yeah.
And, it's tough. The consistency is really the first step through the door. And then from there, it's just the secret sauce that gets you the wins. But I'm really stoked to see how well Nate Chen has progressed, especially in this rookie role.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, having Matt Field in your top 32, it's not going to be a good time for anybody.
Real quick, 23 seconds here. Get that hood on, guys.
Leave it.
Guys and gals, there we go. All right, hands are off the car. I can see Sonny with his lovely wife there cheering him on. They're expecting a child soon. So Matt Field gets the win as far as the battle goes. The battle continues on track, off track, and all of it. And the battle continues for Matt Field, unfortunately not for Nate Chen. So looks like Matt buttoned up his car, got that power issue sorted out by Link Engine Management and Forest. So you hear that? Yeah, that's a big exhale for Matt Field. All right, so here are our top 16 drivers that are advancing. And of course, we have those bye runs that we'll get to in a moment. We do have the one more time between Hobson and RCP. When we come back, we'll see who we have on the start line. So buy your gear and let's have a good time as the party continues here at Stafford Speedway, round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Again, super excited to be back here in the first time in the New England area. What a beautiful sight.
Drifting is not just a sport, it's culture, it's in our blood.
Here we go, Andy Hateley. Oh, he is riding that tire right on that white line.
Tires are what we live and breathe in Formula D. We couldn't do this without them.
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving away a Maserati Thursdays in October. Play all month long for a chance to take home an elegant and powerful Italian sports car. Details at Yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. You in?
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, you bet. Every apex we nailed, every second we shaved, it's all knowledge that goes right back into your ride. Look like fun? It is. You in?
Adam LZ here to tell you that Motorsports has taken me just about everywhere. And no matter the scenario, Link ECU is the answer. The flexibility Link gives me for drifting, the precision I need on track, the durability to handle off the track, and the reliability you want in a daily driver. Even when pushing an entire motorsport to a bigger level, Link ECU has been with me every step of the way.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jackson Orr. I'm a class of 2023 UNOH graduate. I went through the High Performance Motorsports program at UNOH. That enabled me to be here with the pros. Now I'm the crew chief with Forsberg Racing and Chris Forsberg, traveling all across the world with him, prepping his demo cars, prepping his drift cars, making sure he's ready for the track. UNOH gave me the skill set to work in a fast-paced environment and understand what I'm looking at. If you want to learn more, go to unoh.edu and check it out.
University of Northwestern Ohio. Love Jackson, really good dude. He's a you know, like you said, driver, crew chief, all of it, and just all around good dude. All right, let's go back to this is the one more time battle. We're gonna start it, but Ben Hobson unfortunately pulled off course, used his comp timeout, 5-minute allotment, made the time, but now looks like he is back at it like a track guy. Here we go, that Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 SD. Here we go, Ben Hobson initiates properly, and he had a power steering issue. Doesn't seem like he's got it right now as RCP, Rome Charpentier. RCP drops in, really good proximity. Tight goes Ben Hobson. RCP has to back off a little bit, and now just regains him there. As far as proximity, Rome Charpentier, some contact, has to back off. How much contact did... Oh no, RCP comes to a halt before the finish line, so that contact might have bound up something, or, I mean, that was a pretty quick stop.
Yeah, it seemed like a really snappy, got into the side of Ben, and I'm wondering maybe if he was at full angle and he caught him like that, it's possible to overextend things or break racks.
Arm.
Yeah, arms, yeah, tie rods. Lots of things can go in a situation like that. There's so much tension. Looking at Ben's run, he's so dialed in right now, very consistent. It looks kind of mirror image of what happened before. Ooh.
Look at that backhand.
Yeah, and then he catches him again. So the question's going to end up being where Ben decelled in that transition. Is that okay? Or is that an issue? And look at Rome, he's back out there. He's just going to go for it. It looks like, yeah, look at the back end of that car. It's a little bit mangled, but it'll be fine.
Rome has seen worse, and Rome is a busy boy, man. That guy's got like 11 cars out there in competition across the globe.
He's had such a rough year this year. He needs this win for sure.
Yeah. I see his mom and dad are always here.
Always.
And, so he's definitely got a great support system. So Ben Hobson, RCP, there are the stats, there are the numbers. And look at that, statistically, they have not seen battle competition before. I'm surprised by that. All right, there's a 2-1-3, Ben Hobson. He's going to be chasing down Rome Charpentier. Here goes Rome. Like you said, both these guys are in like, we need to win kind of fight or flight. As look at Rome Charpentier, good initiation there. Ben Hobson now reeling him in. Let's see how they handle this transition. Hypercritical area there. Rome nails it. That allows Ben Hobson to just chase him right into that zone 2. Now through that power alley, crossing over the killer crossover. Let's see if Ben Hobson can execute this. Unfortunately, that's where Rome came to a halt. Basically an incomplete in that chase for Rome Charpentier. Didn't seem like it was anything that Ben did, but I'm sure the judges are looking at the data. Did you see anything out of character? I know you brought that up, the decel area, or again, I don't think he checked him up too much. Maybe Rome too aggressive.
No, I mean, that would be potentially a spot you'd have to just go back and check Ben's lead and see where he decelled, how hard that decel was. That would be the only thing. Anytime there's contact, the first thing I always want to do is go, okay, what happened with the lead driver? Because it's very easy just to point at the chase and go, oh, you were too aggressive, you pushed too hard, you know, etc. But oftentimes something has happened in the lead and the chase driver is reacting to it. Either they've tried to check up or they see a problem with the lead driver, they're understeering, you know, whatever. So we'll find out. I don't think so. There is a decel section that is allowed there right before that zone, if memory serves me correct. But the judges will take a look at it. It is interesting to see how hard Ben pushed on that run, which makes me feel like he may have thought or may have been told that there could be an issue. So they just said, go for it. Like, don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Sometimes if it's pretty clear, then you don't have to worry about it. But
all right, there it is. Ben Hobson unanimously gets the victory, unfortunately for Rome Charpentier. Again, judges, did you see anything out of character that Ben did at all, or no? Just it was a mistake by Rome, just too aggressive. All right, so yeah, they're nodding their head. So I thought that was the case as well. It didn't seem, like you said, nothing really out of character. But again, that's why I really love the introduction of race data labs. There's, again, smoke. You can't see something. Well, guess what? The computer can see right through it. Wally sees right through that smoke and sees, again, all the telemetry. So it's a great asset for the judges to utilize. All right, Andy Hateley versus Chris the Force Forsberg, 3-time champ against the Drift Wizard, Andy Hateley. I saw on Chris's social media, they were swapping something out. I don't know if it's his car, because also the Forsberg Racing Camp works on Aiden Copham's.
Yeah,
so
it was Copham's.
Okay, got it. All right, just wanted to clarify here. That's Chris Forsberg, that Destin Industries all-new Z, ripping into that first outside zone on Ken to tire.
Oh, no,
that was a big wide swing by Forsberg, overcooking it on that outside zone. That was definitely flub there for Forsberg. Nothing that Andy Hateley pushed him out there, but just coasted on out on that outside zone 1. So unfortunate turn of events there for the 3-time champ, Chris the Force Forsberg.
Yeah, same thing, you know, whenever there's an incident, I try not to jump to the conclusion. You know, I didn't see Andy make any contact, but crazier things have happened. Forsberg looked really, really good. He's got a lot of grip in that car. You can see him trying to grab the left foot brake. I think he just catches the wall, gets caught up in a little bit of marbles, and that's it. He's trying to hold the car back by using the left foot brake and getting the rear end to swing back around and keep that drift going. He tries to add a bunch more angle in here. He's got a bit more zoom effect. Hello, new effects on board. But yeah, unfortunately for Forsberg, just not able to get the back end to come around, and then it ends up understeering. And what we mean by understeer is when, you know, you're turning the wheel, you want the car to go a certain direction, and it doesn't. It just keeps going straight. Yeah, it plows basically. So it's a terrible feeling. For a driver, it's nightmare fuel. But yeah, it's unfortunate just what ended up happening with Forsberg there. And
it seemed like he hit, and then it just pushed him out a little further than he anticipated. All right, so Andy Hateley out front in that Drift Wizard BMW. You can hear the whining of that supercharger here. Now initiating here. You can see Forsberg, he initiates, he backs off both these guys. Left foot brake, hand brake. They're using all the magic stick. It coming now down into that second inside zone. And now through that power rally, Forsberg, he punts it with that left headlight. Now Andy Hateley comes on into that last outside zone. Oh, he taps the wall and straightens out.
Okay.
So that was interesting. Man, so we started the top 32 with very clinical, straightforward, and as we're ramping up, kind of the tumultuousness of the event unfolds.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit more wild as we go, and that's all right with me. Andy Hateley takes a hot minute to get that car all the way up into that first outside zone. Chris Forsberg forced to take the lowered line, goes for a bit of a dive late, and unfortunately gets himself caught up in that section. Now, Andy didn't lay down a solid lead run for Chris to be able to chase, so he's got to kind of fight for scraps as to what he's able to do in the chasing position. And then through the rest of this is going to be the big section here. Andy Hateley gets out nice and wide. Straightens. Ooh, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. We talk about and praise that good lead run, and that is a platform. But if your failure to launch chasing that car, how can you do it if they're not in the right position? You're like, okay, go. And I'm glad you pointed that out in the replay. I did not notice that on the run.
Yeah, it takes Andy a second. So I think this is kind of a battle of some big mistakes from both of them. Andy not getting up all the way to the zone and having a bit of a straighten there near the end of the run. Chris, you know, getting kind of caught up in the wall and pushing pretty wide. So yeah, we're the judges right now, same thing, using that Race Data Labs Wally to find out how bad the straighten was. Now, within the rule book, there is an allowance for a small amount of straightening, as indicated, but yeah, it'll be interesting, because the other part too is opposite drift. If he gets to the point where it was bad enough that it was a complete opposite drift, then that's a whole other set of issues. So there's a few rules that can be put into play here as we dive deep into the rule book. But we'll be able to see here Andy Hateley in the lead on this one, and hopefully be able to slow things down right at the line to see how this goes. There we go. Rocking at a quarter speed now. Gets out, catches the wall.
Look at the percentage.
And
look at.
Yeah.
Wally's at like single digits, maybe even 0.
I mean, technically it would be a straighten, but there is that provision within the rule book to allow a straighten for a small amount of time. So we'll see what the judges think on this one. It's a scrappy battle.
All right, so Andy Hateley gets the victory over Chris the Force Forsberg. Hateley, and it's not unanimous. Vernon said one more time. There were mistakes kind of all over there. As Reese, yeah, please, I'd love to elaborate there, because Chris overcooked it, but also was Andy proper in the zone 1, and also the big one is straightening across the finish line.
Well, I ended up going one more time. Vernon and Brian ended up going with Andy Hateley. I can speak for myself. I just thought that there was definitely errors on Andy Hateley when he was in outside zone 1. I did see the error that Forsberg did at the end of outside zone 1. We did check to see if there was a straighten by Andy Hateley when he hit the wall. He did have some degrees of it. There wasn't a full formula drift there, so we didn't count that. I just felt like there was enough errors on both lead and chase from both drivers in order for there to be a one more time. But I could also see how the judges here may be weighing Forsberg a little bit hard for doing like this tire off here. And, you can see that Andy's doing a really good job. He's doing a really good job in the lead, especially, through the transitions, going through the inner clip. You can see that both of them have a lot to maybe accomplish there in the chase in tandem. But ultimately, I just felt like we could have another one and have a clean one. But Andy Hateley ended up getting the win.
And there we go with the outcome. Thank you, Reese Marin, one of our 3 judges. Again, our 3 judges here: Reese Marin, Brian Egger, Vernon Svanveld, and again, sitting out this round is Robin Ishida, but he is here in the building, and he is basically conversing with the judges, not judging at all, but just more eyeballs on the result. Here we go: James the Machine Deane, Pennzoil O'Reilly Auto Parts Mustang, the 5-time and defending Formula Drift champion, going against Love Bolt, Dominican's finest, Jhonattan Castro, the Metal Dom Toyota GR86. All right, they're leaving the start line. We got a clean start. James Deane swings across the nose of the Toyota, that Ford racing vehicle. Look at this, nice job there, and brings it. Look at Castro. Again, I don't know what it is with these 2 guys. They just have great battles. Maybe it's the confidence between the drivers and the trust fall between them both as James goes across. Again, that nose swings in the last outside zone, and look at Castro riding on the door. Makes some noise for Jhonattan Castro and James Deane. Woo!
Yeah, Castro has so much confidence chasing James Deane, and specifically on bank tracks, as we often talk about, one of the greatest battles of all time happening in Orlando between these 2 competitors, and a different time for sure. But it feels like a big flashback to that. James Deane, very, very stable, dragging a lot of left foot brake, has a bunch of angle to get the car back online, coming through the inside clip. Castro gets caught out a little bit, but uses that almost as an opportunity to regain some of the proximity. A little later on the transition, now gets back on the throttle, gets into the side of that massive Mustang. A little bit of a tap there for him. They come across the line. So super, super fun battle here on this incredible facility built back in 1870.
Really?
Originally a horse track. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Did a little bit of work on some research too. Seattle is the closest that we have with it when it comes to size and banking. So 7.5-degree slope on the bank here, very, very similar to Seattle, almost identical when it comes to length. 0.5 mile here, 0.6 there.
So I love the many different routes you can take on it too. Just the field has
to get here. Yeah.
Oh, not to, yes, to get here.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about layouts as far as the course.
There's a lot more we could do here. Yeah, there's some ideas floating around.
All right, Jhonattan Castro will lead. James Deane giving chase. Yeah, some great insight there on the specs of the actual venue. Okay, after we complete this battle, we'll officially be halfway through our top 32. The Rockstar Energy Drink top 32. And James Deane throws a little thumbs out there with that fender flare, but won't impede on Jhonattan Castro at all. But look at James. Oh boy. A tap there between Castro and James Deane. James continues on. So we're definitely going to take a look at that. Who was at fault? Was there, again, aggressive driving? But we will see, again, between Castro and James.
Yeah, tough call. Tough call. So a couple of scenarios that it could be is James Deane pulls up, noses up in front of him. And
sure, he's just going to...
I know he wants to make sure he's all right. Getting into the wall like that is very spooky.
Yeah, just grinding that right-hand side. It'll be driver's side for James. He's in that right-hand drive Mustang, but Castro on the other side.
A little bit of an advantage, too, being a right-hand drive vehicle at a big bank like this where we're turning left because you're going to be right there. So James out of his car to take a look at Castro. And, yeah, all good there. Good. Great competitors.
Fight. I'm kidding.
We need to mic them up. I'd love to know what they're saying right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love, again, James so tall. Castro's not the biggest dude.
He's average. He's average.
Is he your height?
No, he's a little shorter, but yeah.
Just looking up at him.
James is a big dude. He's a big dude. So Castro just takes him a second to get out there, but yeah, it looks like from that first angle, Castro catches the wall, bounces off, catches James.
Yeah.
I don't think James made contact before. He got close. Maybe that fender sticking out did. It's like
we talk about the drift whiskers. He literally had one on that front right side.
Yeah,
he tapped, and then it caused him to go into James.
Yeah,
James can't go anywhere.
That's a tough one. James is doing what he needs to do. He's got to be close. He wants to keep that proximity. Castro did a great job, so you got to lay it down. And I think, this is going to probably do it. Yeah, you can already start to see the line coming out for Castro as he's slowly getting closer to the wall. And it's just going to be a quick little catch right there. It's just the back of the car that drags.
Watch, and it straightens out.
And it catches them, and then that's what ends up bringing it in. There it is.
And then,
it also shows you how precise the Wally is in both the measurement of the track and with the car, because it kind of shows you that bumper drag and then the wheel hitting. So
was it within 2 degrees of angle?
Yeah, within a couple of millimeters too.
Yeah, millimeters. So, all right, still smiles on their face. Make some noise for them. James the Machine Deane and Jhonattan Castro. Let them hear you, fans. All right, slide him left for James Deane or Jhonattan Castro. It looks like James Deane gets the victory. James moves on. Jhonattan Castro and the judges, you saw that, just Reese, that basically Castro hit. He came back, and that, yeah, just ricocheted off. All right. Well, let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who's with a very happy Ben Hobson.
A very happy indeed Ben Hobson. You were due for that, and especially after fighting through a power steering issue, you never thought giving up was ever an option.
Oh, no. Giving up's not an option, you know. Failure is not an option. We're either winning or we're learning this year, like I said, round 1. So we've been, like I said, we fought the power steering all day in practice. I haven't been able to get as snappy transitions as I want to, and then it finally, I guess, it was the pump the whole time. We changed fluid, we did some few things. Yeah, we threw a new pump in there, and I told the boys immediately as soon as I pulled out, I said, all right, we're winning. This car hasn't driven this good all day. We're winning this round. Let's go on, you know, let's go out there, let's go get it, let's earn this victory, man. And yeah, we did it. So the Ford Mustang RTR, the Pennzoil Spec 5 FD, it showed up and it showed out. So the car, yep, power steering might have let her down, but we throw a new one in and she didn't let us down. So we're stoked, and yeah, we're gonna keep driving, keep grinding, keep digging. So we're gonna go earn this podium today.
Amazing, and it was so incredible to see you come in. The team was so thrilled. Your cutie wife, Sunny, come on in here. She is, of course, they have a baby on the way. So happy for you guys, but so happy for Ben. We're going to see him in the top 16, Jared.
Oh, no.
Don't give the baby monster.
No. Jeez.
All right. Well, this is our top 16 bracket, how it's shaped up. We're officially halfway through our Rockstar Energy Drink top 32 and the O'Reilly Auto Parts top 16. That's how it's shaping up. And all right. Well, look at, again, what a backdrop. Thank you so much for joining us either online or in the building. I'm gonna go take a dip in that pool. I'll be right back.
Looking for a college where you can learn by doing? The University of Northwestern Ohio puts the wrench in your hand and your future in motion.
I would recommend UNOH to anybody who wants to excel in this industry.
With industry connections, cutting-edge equipment, and programs in automotive, diesel, high performance, robotics, and more, this is education that works.
You will come to this school and you will leave 10 times what you were when you came here.
Apply now at unoh.edu.
At the limit, performance tells the truth. From the drift track to off-road to the open road, Kenda engineers its tires where failure is not an option. Vesda Performance, Cleaver all-terrain. One engineering standard, professional grade. From the podium to the pavement. Kenda, find your retailer at kendatire.com.
Get out there and have fun. Because you've got Meguiar's. And we've got your back. From wash, to paint care, to maintenance and more, Meguiar's has your hybrid ceramic solution for every adventure. Meguiar's, reflect your passion.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back from break. My goodness, Andy Hateley has the original hat right here. A little Scottish, right? No, that's all the Tartan Army is
I know.
coning everyone.
My work.
I know.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Well, let's talk about the work you just did on that track. Andy Hateley, take us through that battle with Chris Forsberg.
I don't even know what just happened. Basically, I knew I had to stay close to him. He's a hell of a driver, a heavy hitter. Been around since I started this game. I mean, my first drift event, he was there. And it's an honor to even just run with him. And to be able to run with him and win is incredible. I know he had some issues with his car during practice, so it could have been something like that. But this is the first time we've won with a full battle and not, made top 16 when, someone didn't make it to the line or someone crashed, on the first lap or something like that. This is the first time, we finished a battle, won it, and moved on. And I think we're battling James next, and that's going to be a hell of a time.
Andy Hateley, you have all the heavy hitters on the left side of the bracket.
Ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing for Andy Hateley. We are so happy for you. We're going to see you in top 16. Well done, bud. It's good to see you, too. It's been a long time coming. Andy Hateley, ladies and gentlemen, so excited for all of the cone hat army out in the stands. Well done,
all the lemmings, all the drift wizards.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
And like Andy says, good to see you, too. That implies that when you talk to Lorette, it's usually a good thing because you're advancing on. There's the drift wizard again. He's got the OG one, so you're not the wacky, waving, inflated, crazy arm drift wizard guy.
Wacky waving arm flailing inflatable tube man?
Yes, thank you.
Waiting all day to bring that
to drop that one?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. It's a hard one to say. All right, Brandon Sorensen, high flying Soren, Brandon Sorensen, little bro Cameron Sorensen, on the box last night at ProSpec. The youngest driver ever to podium in Formula Drift competition. Definitely in ProSpec, and Hiroya Manoa, he was 15 when he podiumed, but Cameron is 14, so he got on the box last night. And Amanda Sorensen, the sister, first ever female to podium. Yeah. So again, the Sorensens making history here. And Brandon, come on, brother.
Throw 360.
Yeah.
Throw something big. Yeah, I mean, the family just breaking records and setting a new standard for driving, to be perfectly honest. It's super cool to see this. These young drivers just really come into their own, and I mean, not even young drivers anymore. So it's just great to see.
Yeah, and Lon's 15 years old last night, so the podium had, again, we did the math, Matt Sopa and I, 14, 15, 29. That doesn't even add up to the age of Dimitri Brudsky, 40, who won the event.
Yeah, I think he might even have a kid that's in
his
that
age.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah. All right, Wataru Masuyama versus Daniel Stuke. There are the stats, there are the vehicles, Toyota versus Nissan, so on and so forth. I know we're a sucker for that Evangelion livery, and then Ajuka Racing, BC Racing, Kenda Tires, 86, and Daniel Stuke on Kenda Tires as well. So here we go. Stuke gonna sticky it to the wall. Let's see what we got here from that S15 out front, and Wataru drops it in, and quite a bit of distance there between the two. Stuke, you can see, coming into that inside clip, sets up Masuyama for success. And now transitions. Let's see how they handle this last outside 180-degree. Man, look at Stuke pulling away from Masuyama. And just with that grip, the squat of that S chassis really working out.
Yeah, he looked really good in practice earlier on, our kind of warm-up before we get into top 32 action. I was loving how aggressive he was. He came out of the gate looking really, really solid, and man, that car is fast. So he is struggling just a little bit to keep it all the way up in that first outside zone. But the combination of the power that he makes, the tires that are underneath him, and having, I believe, still the lightest chassis that we have on grid right now, coming just a few pounds above our weight minimum, means that he's got a car that, when everything goes right, is incredibly nimble and incredibly fast. So we'll see how it plays out when they swap it over. You can see Wataru kind of hunting for grip, trying to regain that proximity against a Daniel Stuke, who is just on fire right now. A track like this, where you've got a lot of transitions, where the car has to snap back and forth, having a really, really light car means it's just easier to get through that section. Heavier cars, you're moving a bit more. You gotta get over that inertia and momentum. When you got a snappy light car like this, it's a wonderful time. So this layout really lends itself to Stuke's car and driving style.
Yeah, it's just really powerful. It rips out, like you talked about, the weight of the vehicle and all of it. So all right, here we we go, Masuyama. He needs to throw down a really good run. And now look at Stuke. I'm telling you, man, this you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. This track really works well. The combination, the formula here. Oh, but then as we say, that announcer's curse comes back a little bit. But look at him just surging. He needs to be more fluid in that chase position. I like the aggressiveness, but stick it and stay there. All right. Oh, almost some Kenda on Kenda action there. All right, crossing that finish line. Let's break this one down. I think Wally's definitely going to come into play with this one.
Yeah, a couple things to keep an eye on with this. So Wataru in the first outside zone looks good. He gets up there really well, and now it takes Stuke a second. He's on a much lower line to get back into it, and yeah, with a lighter and more nimble car, it's going to be difficult. Wataru taking a pretty tight inside line there. So I think Stuke will be a little bit forgiven in that section of the track to not be able to get in because he's got nowhere to go. He'd be completely off track if he tried to go through that section. And then they make a bit of contact there. That is the tough part, though. When you are in the chase with a lighter car that is faster, you're gonna be fighting it. And with a lighter car, you don't have that momentum to hide some of the adjustments. Every time you touch the brakes, every time you touch the gas, it's going to be, basically exasperated in what you see. So it's a really, really tough thing to do, but Stuke has made such a great progression with this vehicle and his driving over time.
Yeah, he really has. All right. Let's see, slide him left or right, Stuke or Masuyama. And Daniel Stuke gets 1 vote, 2 votes, and there it is. Daniel Stuke gets the victory over Masuyama. All right. Again, we got some Masuyama fans out there. Jess, I know, from Fro York. She's got her Evangelion shirt on, but unfortunately the robot did not win. Mark's got that Gushi shirt. So, man, again, here we go. That's how it is, man. Again, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, or woman. Okay, so we are moving right along. And Jack Shanahan and Federico Sceriffo. An all BMW 1 Series battle here. As Fedi parking Fiorella for a few events, and looks like we got a restart there. Looks like Jack might have jumped the light.
Just real pumped to get out there.
Yeah.
Chomping at the bit.
Yeah, right. Yep, jumped the light. Yeah, Eager Beaver did. Chill out. Yeah, the BMW 1 Series, so a smaller little coupe by comparison to some of the 3 Series or E39s, E36s, so definitely a smaller body.
Might be our next big drifting chassis.
Right?
Yeah,
I know.
Complicated.
Yeah, Matt Moomey, he debuted it, and yeah, there's definitely some more out there. So here we go, and look at that, Jack Shanahan up high, that Pulsar Turbo Systems vehicle, the PSR, and the Pennzoil BMW coming down, and Jack, really great placement there, going into that inside clip, and now through the power alley goes Jack and Federico. Jack is just tearing through the course right now. Jack the Ripper. Well done.
Yeah, really, really solid line. And coming off the bank, it looked good. It's really a great representation of what the judges were looking for coming out of zone 1 and coming off the bank. So Jack basically all throttle on initiation, gets up there, now starts to massage the car up a little bit higher. Federico Sceriffo a little bit further down on the bank, gets caught up, and look at how smooth that line is for Jack. It's just a nice arc coming through that section. Federico still opting to take that more inside line through a large part of this, and now starts to get more into the pocket as Jack just very smooth. I think it's the best way I can explain it. The whole time, it just feels like he's got the car completely locked in, knows exactly where he needs to go, and he's almost setting up the corners 1 corner ahead. It's like watching a brilliant pool player where every shot just leads to the next one, and that's what it feels like here for Jack. Federico Sceriffo just not really able to match the depth in the zones that we saw from Jack. He's got really good proximity through so much of it. He's always active in the chase.
Yeah.
Just sometimes it's tough to get a lead driver just on him like that. It's going to be a little bit more difficult in the chase.
Federico, like I said, Fiorella, the infamous Ferrari, he's parking it right now, and he said, he said, I could smell the podium. That's just the way Fedi talks. It's very romantic.
Yes.
He's Italy. He talks with his hands.
Oh, yes.
He's Italian. He's from Milan. And he says, I can smell the podium. I think that I'd love to get it on the box and then eventually maybe bring back the Fiorello vehicle. So, all right. Again, another one.
All right, let's see what happens now.
Yeah, again, jump in the line. Both these guys just ready to go. Let me at him. Here we go. All right, clean start. Let's see what we got. Feddy and Jack Shanahan. Federico initiating. He is high on that bank. Jack, now he's reeling them in here. Now coming down in that inside clip. Great position by both of them. Federico. Watch this transition. Again, those Irish drivers and the Shanahan, some of the best in that transition, just barely letting him by, opening the door for him like a kind gentleman, but now he's going to shut the door on him. Well done by both the drivers. Again, Feddy, like you said, he wants to get that on the box. Shanahan just rips around that cone.
Yeah, back out. I think he's still burning out there. It's fun, right? Like you can tell, you can start to feel the energy of the driver by what they're doing in the car. So Jack allows Feddy to get that car up into the zone, now starts to reel him in. So he's kind of sacrificing a good chunk of that first outside zone. Feddy opting for that tighter line, having a transition on the opposite side of the track, swing the car back around. Jack does a good job of basically anticipating where he's going to end up going and then holding that spot. But yeah, Feddy's lead line looks really good. You can tell that by just some of those zone scores coming out. I mean, zone 4, 100% there. That's a great indication of where he's at as a driver. But the question is going to be, is it enough to take down a Jack Shanahan who, once again, is looking like he's in top form?
And here it is. Jack Shanahan unanimously gets the victory. Feddy, it's very unfortunate. He drove well, but Jack just had that little extra sauce that got it done there. So thumbs up across the board. Again, that right-hand drive BMW. Again, a good effort by Federico in that Pennzoil BMW. Really liked his driving, but Jack was just tuned up just a touch. All right, well, as we are moving through our Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32, we throw it down to the pits with Brett Nickel once again.
Sure, you're
Yeah.
so used to hearing it.
Well, James, Deane, and I down here, and what a high adrenaline run that must have been for you going against Jhonattan Castro.
Yeah, every single time myself and Castro battle, I know it's going to be full on, like, as hard as you can go, because he's an aggressive chase driver specifically, so I knew he was going to be on our door in the entire run. The team are just putting on some fresh O'Reilly branding because he painted it all black as we're passing the finish line. But I knew I had to push hard when it was turn to chase, and we did that at the start of the bank. I was right on his door, and I knew he was high, but I was staying in it. But then it just bumped the wall once, and it was enough to disturb him, and I gave him a little bump after that, and then the wall just sucked his car in, which was a shame to see, but you know, we knew we were going to be both taking risks and pushing the limits, so it sucks to see Jhonattan crashing out, but you know, you have to push hard and take chances, and we're both willing to do the same thing. But I'm very happy to be in top 16, and also more than happy to see my teammate Ben Hobson in top 16. He earned it and he drove amazingly, and yeah, you never know, we might have an RTR battle later tonight if everything works out.
Oh my God, could you imagine how much fun? Yeah, Ben was owed that one for sure. Yeah. How do you feel like you're adjusting to this track? Are you really comfy and cozy right now, or still a few more adjustments you have to make?
I was listening to your interview with Ryan Tuerck earlier, and very similar feelings. You know, we didn't get a great practice, nobody did, on Thursday with the weather conditions, and then the track was insane. So like every lap you do, you start to get a bit more comfortable. I actually didn't manage to get many chase runs at all. Everyone I went with either had some issues in the infield, so I know what to do in the bank, but we need more time to figure out exactly what to do in the infield, but I'm sure when the pressure is on, I'll figure it out, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely, of course you will. How is it coming off the bank? Are you getting more comfortable there?
Yeah, definitely getting more comfortable. Like, I want to be very mindful to stay as committed as possible while running the high line on the bank, but you're carrying so much speed towards the end. You're almost 70 miles per hour and you're going like 90 left. So you need to find a really smooth and calculated way to scrub some speed off. I'm trying to use as much angle as possible, drop a gear and floor it, but you're on a razor's edge. Like, it could bite you pretty quick, but I feel like it's all coming together and we know what to do, and I'm looking forward to our battles tonight.
Okay, so a very special shout out to your niece, Miss Bella. I have your bracelets on. Thank you so much for these. And to Evan, who's 9 years old and created a little bead for me, and the fans that gave me this, amazing. Thank you so much. So, and Kim Gaudette, thank you for being out here with your family. So, Top 32 continues. Don't go anywhere. Stafford Springs, Connecticut, we are rocking and rolling.
Drifting is not just a sport, it's culture, it's in our blood.
Here we go, Andy Hateley. Oh, he is riding that tire right on that white line.
Tires are what we live and breathe in Formula D. We couldn't do this without them.
You need parts? O'Reilly has auto parts. Need it fast? We got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, I'm Simon Olsen, and you're here with BC Racing Clip Tip. This section, I think, is one of the most crucial parts of the track on the layout here in Connecticut. Coming down from the bank, there's super slippery area right here, and to line up perfectly, you need to scrub a lot of speed and place yourself because you want the following inner tire right on the spot right here and set you up perfect for the rest. If you do that, I feel like if I just manage that, I'm in the good and the rest is fairly easy. So I definitely think this is the most important part of the track on this layout. And this was your BC Racing Clip Tip.
Welcome back. A nice little, what is it, tip?
Clip tip.
Clip tip, thank you. Easy for me to say. Clip tip from Simon Olsen as we are getting ready for continuation of our Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. And there he is. He's going against Adam LZ. And we know both these drivers are very capable. We got the Mark V Supra of Simon Olsen, and then we have the BMW E36 of Adam LZ. Talked about it last year at E-Town and how he was so proud of that win, his own team, family, friends, all that there at E-Town. Here we go. And here is Adam LZ initiating into that bank. Nice flick, rock steady there. Simon Olsen, you can see him surge and then has to back off. Good, appropriate line. Well done by Adam LZ. Blazing into the outside zone and good transition. Simon Olsen tip to tail into the outside zone 6. And now approaching that unforgiving wall. Simon Olsen tucks nicely in and behind that Drift HQ BMW.
Yeah, Simon had a really good charge there. Unfortunately, it looks like when he backed off, he did so. It's a little bit too abruptly, and then he had to play a bit of catch-up. But Adam LZ up top doing a great job, and there's that dive from Simon, which by the time he realizes how quick his closing speed is, he's got to catch himself out just a bit. Well, the entire time, Adam LZ doing a great job. There's fluidity in it. I mean, the BMW suits his driving so well. It's so fast, but he's still able to be snappy and smooth with everything else. I think, lead-wise, Simon's going to have a big hill to climb to take out Adam here, but you never know. Crazy things happen every single day in drifting. I like how aggressive Simon has gotten, and it's just unfortunately a couple of the small timing bits here and there did not work out super well for him. So see what happens when we flip him back around.
Smack it up, flip it.
And reverse it?
Smack it up, flip, or smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
Oh, okay.
That's a little bell whip to bow.
Would not have guessed that. Yeah. Give me 100 years, I wouldn't have got that.
Simon Olsen will now lead Adam LZ, give a chase. We're having fun up here in the booth, but it's serious business down there on the track. Simon Olsen coming out that start. We got a clean start there. Simon aggressively initiates Adam LZ. Come on, get up there. RSVP'd. Definitely don't want to be fashionably late here on this one as Simon Olsen rips past that inside clip. Here goes Adam. Now he gains that ground. Good transition by both of them. Look at that, Adam almost simultaneously now tucks in. Oh, we got a little door bang, and Adam bites off more than he can chew and unfortunately spins out. Was trying to drop in and maybe do a little door tap and a nudge, a little shoulder check, but unfortunately that's not what ended up working out. And I got to tell you, Simon, I don't know, Adam didn't seem like normally he's more aggressive.
Yeah, well,
kind of chill.
I mean, he was just aggressive, unfortunately, at the very end of the run. Right here, the same thing I expect with that BMW, with how fast it is, that he would have been right on him. And Simon's doing a great job out in the lead. Look at that inside clip, looks good. Now Adam starts to close up that gap. Great strategy there. I mean, leave a little bit of room and then start to dive back in. Simon back on throttle here. Car's looking good. There's no change in smoke signal, the angle, everything else looks fine for Simon. I think Adam just went in for a dive and bit off just a little bit more than he could chew through that section. That's really what it was. He's got a bunch of aggression coming through here. Let's see how it looks. Pulls out a little bit of angle, gets on the throttle, makes contact. So I think maybe Adam thought Simon was going to go a little bit quicker through there. It's tough to say. I mean, I truly don't know, but maybe we can catch words with Adam a little bit later on. He can let us know what happened there, because it was kind of his battle to throw away. It really felt like he was doing such a great job through the latter half of that run, but just goes in and dives. So the judges are taking a look. They're going to make sure that nothing strange happened with Simon, because that's the other part that we talked about is, like, you know, things can happen. A driver could check up and maybe we missed it, but for right now, it seems like everything was kind of kosher. But yeah, tough to say.
All right, so everything unfolding and transpiring here. We'll find out. Looks like these guys, okay, they have input. I was wondering what was going on here. It seemed pretty cut and dry as far as, you know, Simon didn't do anything.
Sometimes a driver can kind of lift partway through his zone, and this is what they're going to look for is Simon, if there's any red that pops up, and so that orange ends up coming from Adam. You see Adam surge, it looks like just before that contact. So he wanted to regain more proximity, but unfortunately, he just looks like he pulled a bit much, but we'll see what the judges say.
Yeah, so Simon Olsen gets the win over Adam LZ. I know there's a lot of Adam fans here in the building, but just too aggressive by Adam in that last outside zone. And Reese, going to you, bud, was that the case?
Yeah, we decided to look at the data as well too, you know, using Racing Labs, and we were able to see that Adam just came in a little bit too hot. Simon Olsen just came in. He didn't do anything. He was fine in the zone over there. You can see there's line up. Adam just comes in a little bit too hot, and unfortunately, you know, he ends up just over rotating there. I don't think there was a contact there, but all in all, Simon Olsen gets the win.
Yeah, that is very, very unfortunate. So for Adam LZ, like I said, he's got a lot of fans and he wanted to progress on. All right, here's a bye run by Conor Shanahan, a winner at round 1 in Long Beach. And he talked about just how interesting or how dynamic that first battle or first round was.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember the incident of the contact and Gushi and this and that. That was yeah, I know. You're like, yeah, it was great. I'm like, yeah, it was kind of weird, but eventually he came back, they battled, and Conor came out on top, and that's what we can expect. So Shanahan will go against either TLO, Tommy. Whoa, buddy. He saved that one. Yeah. But yeah, Conor Shanahan will go against either TLO, Tommy Lemaire from Canada, or Dan Burkett, and that Mark IV Toyota Supra.
Jack Simon, that's going to be interesting. Simon getting really, really close with kind of the Irish contingency here, spending a lot of time over in Europe and partnering up with James Deane over there. So he's going to become an honorary Irishman.
Got jumped in?
Yeah, he got jumped in.
All right, 3 more battles left here in top 32. And remember, we are back here at 8 o'clock for our live stream and continuation. So a few more battles left. And they are good ones. All of them are great.
All great.
All really, really good battles. Dan Burkett, Tommy Lemaire. So from St. Paul, Quebec. And Dan Burkett, originally from Pacific Northwest, on to California, now living in Florida.
This is gonna be a fun battle.
Yeah, Tommy Lemaire, I mean, he's been having some really good runs in practice. Rad Dan, would love to see him up there. So, all right, here we go. Tommy Lemaire initiating in that Corvette. Strong, really locked, settled is definitely the key word here. Now coming down, I want to see that overhead. I want to see that overhead because you can see Rad Dan was tucked in there. Was he pinched out? Did he take the proper necessary line? And that's really going to disrupt as Rad Dan continues on through the course. I mean, I got to look at different angles here, you know, just to really see where that was. I liked Tommy Lemaire's initiation. Look, we got a packed house out here, guys.
It's
great. But it's comfortable.
Yeah,
it's comfortable. It's not like you're on top of each other. Look at this again.
Yeah, so Tommy Lemaire massages his way up. Now Rad Dan is starting to follow in tow. Good job mirroring what's going on with Tommy. And it looks like Dan just goes in for a dive. Tommy opting for that much tighter line through that section. He's got a decel in kind of a strange spot. And I think Dan's kind of just fighting to get back into it at that point in time. This is what we talked about earlier on about coming off the bank and where you do it and how it can affect the chase driver. To me, it felt like Tommy wasn't on a phenomenal line in that section. It was decent, but it did cause Rad Dan to have to adapt pretty heavily. Now Dan, coming out of, even before Tommy comes off the bank, Dan's not in a great spot in zone 1. So I think both of them had kind of independent issues, and unfortunately both those issues almost collided going into the inner clip.
Seemed really tight, Tommy Lemaire's line. So again, the car was settled on the outside zone 1, but coming in and through, just the rate to angle wasn't fast, but it seemed just tight.
Yeah.
It seemed real loose.
Tommy, I mean, he prefers a setup car that's really grippy, kind of pointy, if you will, like he has a lot of feeling in the steering wheel. Yeah, and it can be a tough car to drive, but if you get it right, it looks so good. But the downside is when it goes wrong, it looks really wrong.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, and what's interesting is Rad Dan's car is kind of set up a similar way too, because I mean, just over the years, his car looks better when it's looser. Yeah. But he does like a very similar setup as well.
He's tightened it up over the years. Yeah. I mean, when he first made his jump up into pro, the car was pretty loose. It's a little bit slower. Some of that just came with the regulations that they had for the Mark IV Supra. You couldn't do certain things to the rear end, but now it's pretty open. He can really dial the grip in.
Rad Dan Burkett out the gate, goes across the nose of that Corvette. And Dan Burkett locked in, very comparable to what we saw as he shimmed that side skirt. I know they were trying to tape it on there.
Didn't do much.
Yeah, didn't do much here. It's flapping in the wind past that inside zone. And Tommy Lemaire gives himself some room, and now to the side of that Supra. Great transit. Oh, I was going to compliment him, but then it ends up just rotating back on him. And Rad Dan could be even more radder right now as he crosses that finish line. Man, almost going to be sad Dan there, but now he's not too bad, Dan.
I thought I'd be glad, Dan.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens here with the judges in case there was something we missed. But out of the gate, Rad Dan looking good, getting the tires lit off quite quickly. And it goes out, and a little bit of tape that Soap put on did not hold on for long. Now, Dan does make contact with the wall. Both drivers adapt really well. Dan, tighter line, but not super tight. Great dive here from Tommy Lemaire. That's a phenomenal job. And unfortunately, just in transition, just over rotates. This is what we talked about having
tight car.
The tight car, that pointy front end. When the car rotates like that, if it's got a bunch of self-steer put into it, a lot of Castro put into it, sometimes it can just kind of catch a bit too much momentum and flip around like that. So we'll see. It goes in for the transition, and it just comes around. Yeah, tough go there from Tommy Lemaire. Super uncharacteristic, but
and when you say pointy, again, not literally physically, just diving because it is.
It's just how much work the front end does. Pointy car
does have that.
Yeah, the pointy car reacts a lot to what the steering wheel does. Yep. A looser front end can tend to understeer sometimes and do some other stuff, but love the back and forth with them.
And take a selfie or something? What's
Maybe.
going on here?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, here we go. So slide him left for Tommy Lemaire or right for Dan Burkett, and the Rad Industries Supra gets the win. Dabs him up. Unfortunate for that XPN Corvette. He's knocked out. But congratulations to Rad Dan. He gets the victory. All right, 2 more battles left, Lorette. Who's it going to be? Who's moving on, and who you got with you?
Well, I am so excited to see who's moving on. The rest of the top 32 yet to come. But Dan Stuke, he's going to be in top 16. My goodness, but he was telling me his heart rate spiked right before. Why? What happened right before your battle?
Whoa,
oh dear.
Calm down. Well, so we have a newish clutch in here, and as it kind of wears in, you might need to readjust your pedal stop. So the pedal stop, but I didn't know this at the time, but the pedal stop wasn't where it needed to be, so I over-engaged the clutch a little bit. As soon as I put it in gear when Sopa pointed at me, the car died. So I kind of panicked as the lights were dropping and restarted the car and just started rolling with it. And yeah, we've had a streak of 32 outs that I needed to break, so that emotion came back immediately, and I was like, well, we're gonna find out if it works or not when we need it, and it held up. It works. Boys already have it fixed, and they're going over the car again. It was wild. It was good.
You're good. He is good. We're going to see him in top 16. Going to do some great battling there, and we don't want you to go anywhere because, as Jared said, we have just a few more battles left of the top 32. Don't go anywhere.
vibe and live loud. This is what we are.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? There's an O'Reilly Auto Parts. Turn left, Tyler.
Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you don't want to do the repair yourself, we can recommend a shop for you.
Okay, Tyler, let's go fix your car.
Auto Parts.
Look at this beautiful wallpaper. It looks like Toy Story wallpaper, right? It looks like Andy's room. Toy Story 5 in theaters now. I don't know. I just randomly said that. James Deane currently assumes that lead over Odi Bakshi's, but the only reason is because Odi has not competed. James has advanced, so that was real-time scoring. The fate, we'll see where it lands right now. Again, but James Deane currently leads, but Odi has to go against Rudy Hansen to reassume that lead. That was real-time scoring, literally up to the moment.
Future is now.
Future is, but what about then? Now,
yeah.
What happened then? It's already gone. But what about Spaceballs?
Spaceballs, yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, I got you.
Odi Bakshi's, Rudy Hansen. You don't always, but thanks for the goofy tip. All right. Odi Bakshi's leading in that field suspension. Subaru BRZ initiates so well. Nice job by Odi Bakshi's. Hansen in tow. Let's see. Oh, he works. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The way he was adjusting there, that could have been really bad. That could have gone south real quick. And unfortunately, he finds himself on the inside. That wall tap throws him off the line. Odi Bakshi's continues on. And if he crosses the finish line at angle, he'll have a major advantage over Rudy Hansen, unfortunately for Hansen. But Your most recent winner, Odie Bakshi's winning in Orlando, and that momentum taking him to the top.
Yeah, a not ideal run there for Rudy Hansen. And for Odie Bakshi's, I think he took something that was discussed in the driver's meeting and is trying to push that to a full advantage. So we'll get to that in a second, but take a look here. I mean, Rudy Hansen on a much lower line goes in for a bit more of a dive and unfortunately catches some of that understeer we talked about, grinds the wall. Now he's bathing in smoke, goes for the transition, which, given the correct line, is the right spot. While at the same time, Odie Bakshi's is getting to the absolute bleeding edge of the track. So in our drivers' meeting this morning, the drivers wanted specifications as to exactly where the Wally counts points. And it was basically informed to them that all the way to the edge of that white line, and there's a bit of forgiveness on the other side of it. And I think Odie is trying to see, like, okay, if I run to literally where the edge of the paint meets the asphalt, am I going to get the most amount of points there? And I know Amy, his spotter, will definitely be going back into the Wally replay to go back and look. All the drivers are able to access all that data so they can make all their notes and everything with it. So it will be interesting to see. Maybe we'll be able to check his line score there if he was able to get it. But it looks like we're getting a competition timeout, I assume, from Rudy Hansen. Yeah, so Rudy's going to go take a look at that car, make sure everything is connected, and we will move on to our next battle. Conor O'Sullivan and Derek Madison. Another fun battle.
Yeah, O'Sullivan and Madison. O'Sully with that newly prepped BMW. So the vehicle he started with the top of the season, he has introduced a new vehicle. So good for him. And D. Mads, I don't want to say old faithful, but a vehicle that he introduced a year ago and now really starting to get more familiar and more confident with that car. O'Sully will lead in that United States Army BMW. You can see closer vehicle to us is D. Mads, Derek Madison from St. Louis. All right, let's see O'Sully throwing down. He will lead. Lights are off and away they go. Send it. O'Sully rips into the outside zone. D. Mads, you can see, working his way up there, gaining some ground. And now finds himself tightly in that pocket. Good line by O'Sully. Just barely nicks that front inside clip. Now into that killer crossover. Now into the last outside zones go O'Sully, and Derek Madison backs up just a little bit, but not too bad. As we gain focus with the Canon camera down the chute. Both drivers do as well. Yeah, great set of runs there from both of them, as kind of expected. I mean, the caliber of these drivers has been just increasing every single event that they go to, and I'm loving the progression that I'm seeing in both of them. Look at how close Derek Madison is all the way through this. O'Sully's on a phenomenal line, very smooth. Derek Madison going for a really tight transition behind Conor O'Sullivan. A bit more of a dive here. Unfortunately, catches it just a little bit late before he gets on the throttle, but does a great job of getting back onto it. So O'Sullivan up front, really, really well done. It's an expert line he's got. Comes off the bank, comes through, just catches that inside clip, so he could have maybe faded out just a bit more, but once again, I'm kind of grasping at straws here to make corrections, because it's a really solid battle for both. And Derek Madison, this is the most aggressive we've seen him without biting off more than he can chew. He's been aggressive before. Unfortunately, he kind of missed the timing or just didn't really, pick the right moment to do it. But on this one, much, much better. Let's see what we got here between Derek Madison and O'Sully. Derek Madison expecting a big aggressive flick and initiation. He goes 100% all the time. He really, really does. So let's see this. O'Sully. Failure to launch. What happened to O'Sully? Oh no. Well, guess what? Madison does need to complete the entirety of this run. Hopefully the spotter's not saying, says, hey, he's shut down, but man, such a bummer for O'Sully. Brings it to the end, and looks like D. Mads will get, buddy.
Oh man, absolutely got it.
D. Mads, did he straighten out? He looked like he straightened out, dude. That might be an incomplete.
Well, we would have two incompletes at that point in time, and then we would just have one battle. One battle to be able to judge it on.
What?
This happens.
O'Sully might have got a gift there. Well, but we would essentially we would defect to the first run.
Yeah, so let's see what happens. O'Sully just does not
Nothing.
It doesn't even look like he tried. I saw maybe the smallest puff of smoke come out of the back of O'Sully. At first, I thought it might have been a restart or a cone hit or something, the way that O'Sully came off the line. But yeah, unfortunately, not the case. I mean, we might be able to judge some lead versus lead on this one, but yeah, O'Sully just not able to get that car out. And I think it's going to be the end of this run that's going to be telling as the judges trying to take a look as to how bad that hit was for Derek Madison. I'm not sure if we'll get a replay of just the last part of it, because really that's going to be kind of the defining moment as to how this all plays out. As Derek Madison, there you go. You can see the carnage of that wall tap, and taking a look, it was a pretty big hit. So
interesting. So again, definitely an incomplete by O'Sully.
Yeah, and the question will become...
But the question is Derek Madison hitting the wall and straightening out.
Yeah, I mean, he catches the wall pretty good there, too. Big left foot brake. It's not an ideal run in the lead for Derek Madison by any means. This part of the track looking much better, but as I said, it'll be the final section that's going to be kind of make or break from him. And, man, unfortunately, this seems like a falling down at home base. Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, brother.
That's an opposite drift, too. That's the other part. Like, so there's straightening out, which does have a little bit of a buffer, right? There is a small amount that you can kind of straighten out. But opposite drift is listed as an incomplete element. And one could definitely argue that he is kind of fully in an opposite drift coming across the line. That's rough.
What a scenario unfolding here for Derek Madison. Remember, we do have the second half of Odie Bakshies and Rudy Hansen.
So I think no matter which way this goes, we'll probably be going down to Reese just to get an explanation, and it might be a kind of a rule book thing as well, because there's a couple of scenarios that we end up going to here as we may not be able to fully judge the second run, as we have two independent incompletes. That would then fall back to the only judging criteria we have, which is the first run.
Here's the Wally data. So hits the wall, you can see the degree of angle.
Yeah, and is he at an opposite drift at that point in time?
Yeah, so
I mean,
right?
Yeah,
it's the degree on the bottom right of that square.
Yeah, it's tough. That wasn't as aggressive as what happened with Trenton Beecham in qualifying, but I think that could be a representative thing that we have to look at as well when making a decision like this.
And also, we're speaking of like movies and cars and stuff like that. Cars the movie, and it wins by the tongue. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But when you finish the run, is it the nose of the car or the tail of the car? They're looking into it right now. That's why I say.
Yeah, I mean.
Photo finish.
You're supposed to have control of the vehicle across the line. So the question is that like this is the hard part. Is right now you're going through the rule book. You have several different sections of the rule book that come into play here, and it kind of becomes what part is controlling of the situation. I would love to understand what happened here to Conor O'Sullivan. I mean, not to take anything away from the Derek Madison situation, but obviously O'Sully not able to make it all the way back around. It's a full shutdown. It's one thing if he drives off track after that situation. It's another thing if he's going to be getting towed back. So whatever issue did occur, it's fairly big. Gutted for him. Hopefully it's nothing massive, but you just don't know.
All right, so the judge is still analyzing this run and, like you say, just getting O'Sully towed off here.
Oh, I'm hearing Conor O'Sully blown transmission.
Oh, no.
Man, yeah, wow. He texted me that from the car.
All right, so O'Sully. All right, here's our BC Racing side-by-side. Both the guys, again, broke down and straightened out.
Yeah, I mean, side-by-side is going to kind of show us our lead versus lead, kind of, but same thing. Derek Madison's is more or less null and void if the judges decide that it's an incomplete. So that, once again, that just leaves us with that first battle comparing the leads versus chases, or potentially going one more time, which would also be a kind of a death sentence for Conor O'Sullivan with a blown transmission. There's no way. I mean, there's some way, but there's very little chance that they're able to get that swapped out.
The judges are definitely conversing up here, and again, it's about control across the finish line and at drift. I mean, that I would Derek just did not help himself at all there. If he stayed off that wall and he just drifted through, we'd be chilling, and we'd advance on. So we'll take a short break. We'll get to the bottom of it. And again, just splitting hairs here at round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We are just a little bit shy of finishing top 32.
Tough, dirty hands aren't always washed at the shop or in the garage. Fast Orange heavy-duty foaming cleans the toughest dirt and grime. It's perfect for any sink, even the one in your kitchen or bathroom. Fast Orange heavy-duty foaming hand cleaner with enhanced cleaning power and a citrus scent.
Race.
All right, we do have a result as Osoli gets towed off, but keep in mind, he has a broken transmission. If this goes one more time, I don't think he's changing trans in 5.
I mean, they got a pretty good team, but yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a big one. So he sprayed his nitrous.
That many bolts. Is he?
Yeah.
What a gangster.
Choo-choo, choo-choo-choo-choo.
What a gangster. I love it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was going to see, I know his pops was up in the stands.
Yep.
I wonder if that's who he was on the phone with.
Right. He's on the phone already. So, all right, I believe we have a result as a beautiful backdrop here for round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Stafford, Connecticut, the Stafford Springs. Cute little town. Just driving in this morning, it was just absolutely stunning, dude.
Yeah, the little river road coming in.
I was driving in with my boy Jeremy Bay. Owns a shop in upstate New York, 1945 Speed and Custom. In his Porsche with our acai bowls, cruising past the river. We're like, bro, I'm not going to work. I'm just going to go chill. I want to play fetch with a dog and be barefoot in the park or something, man. Like, it was just a chill day. All right, we got, again, a spot to fill. All right, so it looks like we thought we had a result, but it looks like they are reviewing the rule book.
There's a lot.
Here's the second half to this. Now, keep in mind, Rudy Hansen hit the wall. It got offline, so Odie, by all measures, definitely has a advantage here. Odie.
Yeah, for sure. And the interesting thing, just being kind of a fly on the wall up here, listening to the judges, there are several rules that come into play here, and it really is kind of coming down to the spirit of what rule trumps what.
Right.
Because there's a lot of different ways that you can go at this situation. It's silly, but it just is what it is. And it's funny, every time we try to add rules in to fill something, it's kind of creates other issues, but it is what it is.
All right, while we're waiting for the judges to deliberate, let's throw it down to Lorette, who's with the raddest of them all.
The raddest of them all. Radical Daniel, so happy for you. Moving forward, 3 in a row. Yeah, and let's go. Now, you were saying that in your chase run, you had a few things that you want to clean up.
Yeah, I made some mistakes in my chase, got too close too soon, and then it messed me up.
And I was just like, hey, keep a clear head, do a good lead. It's not over till it's over. And that was the case because he made a bigger mistake and I was able to move forward. I don't want to win that way. You want to win with your cleanest of both runs. So let's improve on that going to top 16 against Conor, see where we can go.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to have that opportunity going to top 16. And in Atlanta, we touched upon your hand. Potentially you broke it. What's the status?
I definitely did something to it. I really don't like going to the doctor and finding out bad news. And I figured since it worked like this and it did what a hand is supposed to do, I'm not going. And it hurts really bad when I drive, so I take a lot of ibuprofen. I tape the wrist part. My thumb hurts. I don't know how to tape it any better. So we just go. And then I don't do much for the week after each round. So it's now, this is the third round I drove with a messed up hand, but I didn't want to skip them. So we just kept going.
You're an animal. We're glad you're here. And Jared, the results are in.
The Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. Here are the results, and Derek Madison gets the victory. Derek Madison comes out on top, and he gets the win. Conor O'Sullivan breaking the transmission, and again, analyzing it. Reese, you guys are splitting hairs there. Again, under control, hits the wall, all that. What'd you come down to?
Yeah, we just wanted to take our time and really look what happened at the end of that run with Derek Madison. When it came to seeing Derek Madison, he did get contact into the wall, and we were able to lean on the Wally data to be able to see was there a straight in, and he was able to get just enough. So, and I think from a naked eye, it would have been different, but having the benefit of having the Wally system allowed us to really zero in to see what was going on there when he got to the finish line, and he just barely was able to get it. So no zero on that end right there. It was unfortunate, but we ultimately just went with Madison taking the win.
All right. So he technically didn't incomplete, so he finished the run. And then you compare them, and yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was close, though.
It was close.
It was really, really close.
Did not help himself at all.
No, he made that way more complicated than he needed to do.
Don't hit the wall.
Yeah, just chill out and get a better exhaust on it.
Damn, throwing shame.
Jeez, there's the reason.
Gentlemen, Reese.
Yeah, there's the Pennsylvania kid, I know.
There we go.
Come on, get him fired up.
Philly boy, back in attendance.
Yeah. I keep, you know what's so funny is like I've been riding with the judges and I have all four of them here. At one point, Robbie goes, "Can we just not talk about drifting?" And then I get Reese fired up and I just go, "Dude, be more vocal." And I don't know if you know, but Reese was a teacher, so he uses his teacher voice and then he uses Philly voice.
Yeah,
I want more Philly voice. Okay, you know. I don't think the driver's one is what he said. All right, here we go. Back to the action. One half of the battle left in top 32 as it stands. We'll see if we get a winner here. But again, Rudy Hansen really needs to throw down a solid lead run and force an error by Odi Bachis. Our current, well, not right now points leader, but if he gets a victory, he will reassume the points lead in the championship. Rudy Hansen doing everything he can, and he is locked and loaded. Good run there by Rudy Hansen so far. But again, an error needs to happen because of that incomplete by Rudy Hansen. He straight down, hit the wall, and here we go, bringing on in that last outside zone. Goes Hansen, and there goes Odi, and that will be an easy victory there for Bachis, and that will complete our Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. And again, it will be Odi Bachis getting the victory. Rudy Hansen, unfortunately, gets knocked out. And then we'll have a halftime break. We'll be back here at 8 o'clock, so significant amount of time, 2.5 hours. Keep in mind, we have 4 bye runs. So, but guess what? The weather is beautiful. The stands are full. Cruise, so many fun things to do. Go by, high fives and handshakes, meet your favorite drivers, grab a Rockstar Energy Drink, celebrate drifting, and you also celebrating Odi Bachis gets the win officially. He reassumes the points lead in the championship. Ryan's gonna break out the toys and balloons and the fans and all that. So go ahead, if you find Ryan Sage, he'll grant you a wish, and maybe you can play with his squishy cube or something. But we are excited to have some fun here at round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Again, it is such a glorious, beautiful day. What a great venue, and what battles we have on deck as we move into our O'Reilly Auto Parts Top 16. Here's how it breaks down.
Yeah, love basically everyone here. I think the Dylan Hughes, Cody Buchanan right off the bat is going to be really spicy. Ryan Tuerck, Matt Field. So I had to pull some stats on that one as well. Jack Shanahan, Simon Olsen. Really, there is no bad battle here. They're all fun. They're all excited. I mean, Brandon Sorensen, Daniel Stuke. Stuke just refound confidence. Brandon Sorensen, who just seems unbeatable. Armis Bachis, Derek Madison, like, just pick one.
All of it. All of it. But, you know, the all eyes are really on those championship contenders. And, of course, you know, Ryan Tuerck, This is his home track, you know, or not his home track, but the track closest to his actual home in New Hampshire. But this is the Battle at the Springs here in Stafford, Connecticut, Stafford Speedway. I'm Jhonattan. Thank you, Jacob. We're going to take a break, grab some food, grab a rock star, and all y'all should do the same because we're back here live on Racer Network. 8 o'clock for our national anthem opening ceremonies, and we won't stop till we find out who holds the carbon fiber trophies on the podium here at the Battle at the Springs, baby. Thank you, Lorette Nickel, as well. Thank you to our judges. Thank you to our whole staff, Race Data Labs, Wally, Will Chum, everybody. Man, let's keep it going. Let's send it back here at 8 o'clock. Also, shout out to Greg Bussell. What a fun time we had earlier, cruising around and petting dogs, shaking hands, and putting smiles on faces. The party continues at 8 p.m.